Hi everyone and welcome along. Today I am telling you my top tip. The only thing, the most important thing for painting flowers, and that is how we anchor the petals into the middle. And we do that by drawing a circle or an oval, and that allows us to get perfect flowers every time. So we're going to have a go, grab your paints and let's get started. So this is my golden rule for painting flowers, and it's something that I think would be really good for us to just focus on today. When we do a flower, we need to anchor those petals into the centre. So what I do is I draw a circle for the centre every time, just like you'd see in the middle of a daisy, which then means that I can anchor each of my petals, whichever sort of curl or curve or direction they're going in, which just means that I've got a sort of invisible line string sort of drawing every single one of those petals into the middle, which then means that I've got a lovely successful flower. So that little circle is the sort of anchoring point that draws every single petal right into that central point. Now, that's perfect for an open-faced flower, but the premise still works if your flower twists and turns, as they all do in the sun. So my flower has sort of turned on a bit of an angle, so suddenly my circle becomes a bit more of an oval. And again, if I've drawn an invisible string for every petal to anchor into that central point, I'm still going to get a successfully drawn in flower, just imagining each one, and it might twist up and curl in, but each one is anchoring in to the middle every single time. And finally, if my flower has gone so far round that I'm almost seeing in behind it and I can't see a circle or an oval, what I do is, instead of a full circle or oval, I do a curve shape, a little U shape, which just crosses at the back of the stem, and then from that point all my petals are anchoring into there. So that's sort of seeing the flower from the side and behind. So you can see in a very sort of loose example here, all of these flowers, even though they're really loose and quite sort of simply done, everything is anchoring into the middle. So why don't we have a go? So to start with my open face flower, always the circle. And then if I'm not drawing the petals first, so I'm just painting them in straight away, I can still just use that sense of that central point to help me just remember that the petals must always anchor in, no matter how they're shaped, how they're folded. They could even be different lengths. They could be so wonky and weird. But what I know is they're all anchored into the middle. So that is going to lead to a really lovely, successful base of a flower. Let's do our side on 3/4 angle oval. And the other thing with this is we're going to see the petals sort of nice and sort of full length at the sides, anchoring in, but you're going to see them sort of foreshorten and just be a little more squat at the front to give that sense of us looking right down the flower, and then they could curve up at the back. But you notice every single petal I'm drawing essentially a sort of invisible string right into that central point there. And finally, our curving flower, right, curled right around so we can't even see the inside. For this one, I think it's also good to have the stem in there. Now your petals could start outwards and come in, but I do find it is a bit easier, especially if anchoring them is your main aim, to sort of start from the inside and be able to come outwards. But it's often going to be sort of what is the most sort of comfortable angle for you, because there'll be times where you want to come down in or fan up back out. And then what's fantastic about having these circles and ovals in there is that has also given you a fantastic guideline for drawing and painting in your central flower dome, whatever colour you're placing it in, and also helping you with the placement of the stem, because we can sort of draw that line, imagining it coming out, and just sort of hover over the page like that, because the stem will always hit the centre of that oval, circle or curve that you've just done. So we'll place that in. And once that's all dried, we can just finish off by placing in something in the middle. So with the green, I can just come up round the back and use that curve as my guiding shape. And then I can sort of play around with it a little bit if I want. We can get our stems right up in there, knowing that they make sense because they connect to the center of that flower there. We can add leaves using the lovely thin to thick to thin, maybe doing 2. And the other thing is, just because we're painting quite simple flowers doesn't mean that we can't make them really beautiful. And so what I love to do is take a little glaze of the same colour and just use it to add that little bit of extra dimension, which also helps me just sort of define where the petals are if they're overlapping. So that's another nice little tip. You can just see there, use that colour there, then blend it out. And suddenly you've got a rather lovely, sophisticated looking flower. And those little glaze lines are also helping us just reinforce where the centre of this flower is. And this is the kind of thing that is just a really fun one to practice. Just keep doing it a few times in your sketchbook or on scraps of paper, and all of a sudden you will start to find that you're creating these really beautiful, simple yet beautifully defined flowers. And it all came down to placing that little circle in at the beginning. Okay, so let's add in the centre of our flower. So as I was saying, this pencil circle doesn't just mean we can anchor our petals in, it also can be a really handy little guide for placing in a really effective and accurate middle. So what I quite enjoy, once I've got that little bit of wetness on the petals here, I can just create maybe something like a little centre of an anemone or something like that. And then for this one, what I can do is I can use the sort of curve of those petals just in the middle there, and then I'm going to just come up and let it all sort of bleed in And then we can let that dry and finish off with a few little dots. So once that's dried, I can just dot in the amazing little seeds that cluster around the edge, like a poppy or an anemone. Can just place in a bit more darkness in there, and then on the ones from the side, we're going to see these dots cluster so a bit more tightly round. We can just make a little bit more of that central sort of shape. And to finish off, I'll get my little size 0, and I'm just going to connect 1 or 2, and again just thinking about the central point of this flower, everything anchoring in to the middle. And there we have some really gorgeous, very simple flowers, just following the premise of that central circle, central oval, or central curve for perfect flowers every time. And I hope you enjoyed this, and don't forget there are so many more tutorials for painters of all abilities, whether you're really new to watercolour, improving, or feel like you're really experienced. We've got something for everyone. And you can comment, let me know how you got on with this one. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We really want to try and get to 200,000 subscribers by my birthday in May. So if you've been watching and enjoying the videos, haven't subscribed yet, just hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free and it just means you'll never miss another video. Okay, I'll see you again soon. Bye!